Hey, good evening, Motorheads! Shout out to all my fellow Route 66 roadies, Motorheads, Gearheads. Thanks for being with us tonight for this reveal celebration. I tell you, it was 2022, maybe 21, when this dream, Ron Metzger, Dino brought this dream and said, you know what? We want a Motorheads man. We want a guy holding up the world's largest Route 66 shield right here in Springfield, Illinois. Right? And we said, you know what? Let's make it happen. And I tell you what, the state followed through. Some DCO Route 66 grants followed. We saw an opportunity. And what you're looking at here today is a dream that's become a reality. For somebody that's invested so much in Route 66, Springfield, Illinois. There's a lot of thank yous out there, but what do you guys think about Big Ron? You know, it didn't start out as Big Ron. We call it the Motorheads man. But the fabricator, Mark Klein, who's with us tonight. Mark, where are you at? Give us a shout out. Did anyone raise a hand? He's here. Last minute. Mark said, you know what, this can't be the Motorheads, man. This has got to be Big Ron. And sure enough, he put the name on the chest there, and that's what we know it today. So you kind of are, yeah. Now you're Little Ron, yeah, right? These gas pumps, this Big Ron, 7 stories, top to bottom. This is going to be a major attraction for us as we head towards the 100th anniversary of Route 66 in 2026. Not only this is our southern destination for Route 66, right? Our anchor for Route 66, but now this new attraction, and I'm just so thrilled. Of course, we have lots of people to thank. We could not do it without the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity for providing the Route 66 grant money to get this thing done. I'm going to turn it over to Daniel Thomas with the Illinois Office of Tourism in just a minute, but we can't thank them enough. It would not be possible without you and the state support. So how about a round of applause for DCO and the Illinois Office of Tourism? My partners at the Illinois Route 66 Scenic Byway, you'll hear from Casey in just a minute, but we have done so many projects together, including our northern anchor. If you haven't been there, shame on you. At the Illinois State Fairgrounds, the Route 66 experience. The fair is coming up. Get out to the fair, get out to the experience. That's our northern anchor. See what Illinois Route 66 has to offer, right? We're all about promoting the entire route, just not in Springfield. So, round of applause for them. Certainly the Visit Springfield team. I got some team members here tonight. I appreciate the Visit Springfield team. I tell you what, we have the best team in the country. This team can compete in any metro city. We're right here in Springfield. We're making a difference every single day, so I appreciate the Visit Springfield team. Obviously, Motorheads, Ron, they said you were crazy. You are still crazy.
Thank you.
You had the dream. You know, this is a Stuckey's, an old Stuckey's gas station. If you go inside, which I know you probably have been, you'll see that wood ceiling, one of only 4 in the country that have a wood ceiling. This Stuckey's location, this motor dome, this entire complex, couldn't certainly do without you guys. The fabricator, Mark Klein, I mentioned him earlier, thank you. And certainly, last but not least, the mayor of Springfield, Misty Busher, and the city of Springfield. Without their support, our agency couldn't do what we're doing today, and we wouldn't be here. So, round of applause for them. And now it's my pleasure to turn it over to our state tourism director, a guy that's been in the business 20 plus years, has been in the position about 13 months. I haven't seen a tourism director do as much as he's done in 13 months. We appreciate you being here today. I know you got a lot of places you could be, but you are here. We appreciate you. Deputy Director of Tourism, Daniel Thomas.
Well, thank you, Scott, and good evening, everyone. I'm delighted to be here because at the end of the day, and excuse the cliche, but this is where the rubber hits the road, right? when we travel the world and when we talk about tourism and Illinois as a tourism destination, Route 66 is generally, if not the number one, but it's always generally in the top 3 things of people that are looking to come to a tourism destination. And I'm just delighted to be here. The Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity is responsible for the promotion of tourism globally. And when I think about the tourism industry in Illinois, and people sort of sometimes get in shock at these numbers, but last year we saw 111 million visitors to the state of Illinois from a tourism perspective. It's a $78 billion industry, and those visitors spend $44 billion in our hotels, in our bars, in our restaurants, and in our experiences and attractions right along the state of Illinois. And I guess little Ron, I don't know, is it going to stick, Ron?
You're like a little guy now.
Yeah, it's kind of, it starts with a vision and it starts with an idea, and that's what this is all about. And I was excited when we got the grant application and we saw the rendering and we're like, wow, they're really going, getting creative here. But this is what it's all about. And tourism is about communities coming together and understanding, not only from a local perspective, but the fact that you might be sitting in having a drink at Motorheads next to someone from India, from the UK, from Canada, or maybe Missouri. And that's what it's all about. And so I congratulate you on rallying, and to all the partners from fabricators to Scott and your team and Casey and your team. I just congratulate you on having that vision and actually sticking to it and pushing it forward. And that's what we're going to continue to do. Actually tomorrow we've been on a journey of supporting Route 66, getting ready for the centennial. We've invested $12 million in infrastructure and betterment over the last 3 years, and then tomorrow we're making a posting and going to invest another $4 million so that entities like Scott at the Convention and Visitor Bureaus and our other CBBs across the state can lean in and we can help support and bring vision and projects like this to life. So congratulations, thank you very much for having me. We'll hand over to Keith.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Scott. And thank you, Ron. My name is Casey Claypool. I'm the Executive Director of the Scenic Byway here in Illinois. We oversee Chicago down to St. Louis. We're a nonprofit organization. Our main focus are the small business owners. While I'd like to call you a small business owner, maybe not. This place is the epitome of small businesses. You have done so much for this Illinois road. Thanks is never going to be enough. My very first off-site assignment was in 2020 in the middle of COVID. This sign was going up, just the sign, and you know, everybody was 6 feet apart, and I remember it being such an amazing night, and this has topped it. We here at the Byway, we don't have large offices like Scott or like Daniel or like Ron. I'm an office of 2. My assistant director is Geoff and he's here taking pictures. The visitor guide that you've all seen out on the road, I think Ron signed a 30-year contract to have the cover of that visitor guide. So if you haven't seen the cover, he's on there year after year, but you know what? There's nowhere else I would rather have you than on the cover of our visitor guide. You are everything Route 66, and we can't thank you enough. With that being said, I'm going to introduce Ron Westwood. And Pat.
Hi guys, thank you. You all know me. Hope you don't understand, but my wife's behind as much as I am, but I get all the front plate. Keep in mind, the foreign business, everybody knew Pat Metzger, nobody knew Ron.
That's true.
40 years, I was the back guy, so now she's a little back seat. But keep in mind, behind every good man's a good woman, you know that. 47 years we've been married. So, enough of that. Hey, listen, this is a love, an ongoing love. This whole place is just, it's more than just people, it's more than everything, it's a community. These 3 people here are the big, big deal. We got a grant which I've never had before, and boy, did we make it work. You know what I mean? We took advantage of it. So it looks like it's easy, but Big Ron was delivered on a semi Sunday at 12 o'clock. I was here to meet the semi driver, Wayne Larson. And I don't know if Wayne, are you here? He got a limo ride from Virginia. Mark Klein, and Mark tried to make it tonight, but he's had a hard time. I don't know if he's here or not. I've looked for him, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But it's a lot of work. So since that time, me and about 5 people, and I'll forget them all, Steve, my son-in-law, and Becky, they worked their butts off for us. They haven't left our side. We started at 6, quit at 10. A few cocktails about quarter to 10, I'm not gonna lie. But Bruce Wild right here, this big guy, he's been the rock of this dude. There's no doubt about it. It's my buddy Mark Hemp, Mark Elliott, the Mark and Mark shows up there doing. We'll get to him in a minute. Yeah, but everybody it's a big deal. A lot of work. This is just a little bit and putting it together. We started this and it was a little bit of a struggle. We got kept on a curveball, but we kept persevering and look what we got today. This guy right here, this big ugly guy, that's Dino Denora. Everything you see in Motorheads, he's been by my side. Every sign we've hung together, every deal we've done. And I think it was, what, 2 years ago or a year ago, he said, we need a giant. So me and Dino drinking beer, as we always do. And we kept looking over the interstate, over the country, mainly Dino, but I act like I helped, trying to find a giant, and we never could do it. So Dino finally got a mission to find one. We found this Mike Klein and got this all custom built. So this is designed just for us. It's not an old huge giant. And Mark did a lot of work to make this happen. So I got a couple celebrities here tonight. We got Claudia right here. Stand up, Claudia. My favorite show, Back to the Future. This is Michael J. Fox's girlfriend in Back to the Future. She'll be at the car show Saturday. Got a big car show down the street. Hey, you can drink a beer when you're doing this at Motorheads. How about that crap, huh? And where else can you give a coffee and drink a beer? We also got Barney F. Well, Barney, where you at? Barney? Yeah. Hold on. Barney, where you been hiding at on me? That's water.
Give me that. All right. May I have your attention, please? I am the chief of security for this little event. Came all the way up here from Mayberry, North Carolina. All right. The name is Fife. That's F-I-F-E, Fife. Up here to assure your safety. That's S-A-F-T, safety. Now, I run. Back in the black and white days, things were a lot simpler back then. Girls were girls, boys were boys, and the only person that swang both ways was Tarzan. Of course, back then, we didn't have any cell phones. We had cell numbers. We had cell number 1 and cell number 2. Of course, Otis used to hang out in cell number 2 all the time. Yeah. I remember one day the big boys from the state came down and said, Otis, we're going to try out this little invention called the breathalyzer. Yeah, I heard you laughing. Anybody else ever heard of the breathalyzer? Anybody else ever experienced a breathalyzer? Raise your hand, I know who you are. All right. Well, anyway, we said, Otis, we're going to test this breathalyzer out on you. He said, what is it, Barney? I said, it's a breathalyzer. He said, what? I said, for crying out loud, Otis, it's an old bag that tells you when you've had too much to drink. And he thought I was talking about his wife. Okay, all right. Now, back then, we didn't have much of a drug problem. Every now and again, that marijuana came through. Once in a while, it was mainly the moonshine from up on the hill. But once in a great while, we had that cocaine that came down through there. That's right, we never mentioned it on the show. Of course, anytime we confiscated the cocaine, it always had a way of disappearing out of the evidence room. Now, you remember Thelma Lou, don't you? Anybody remember Thelma Lou? Yeah. Well, we were a pretty hot item back then. But before Thelma, I used to date her sister, Amy Lou. Nobody ever heard of Amy Lou. Of course, it didn't work out too good with me and Amy Lou. Poor girl was a little cockeyed. We never did see eye to eye. Plus, I think she was seeing somebody on the side. All right, I'm going to check out everything in the parking lot. But before I do, I just want to tell you about my old pal, Warren. You remember Warren, don't you? Took my job after I got that big job down in Raleigh. He kind of took over for me. What a lot of people don't know is that Warren died in the line of duty. Oh, it was horrible. It was just terrible, terrible, terrible. Warren died in the line of duty. Yeah. Yep. He was following a little too close behind a manure truck, and the tailgate opened up and it spilled all over the road, and he slammed right into it. When I say Warren died in the line of duty, he died in the line of duty. All right, I'm going to check out the parking lot and make sure everybody's safe, everything's going good here tonight. And as you all know, I always carry the protection up here in my pocket. Not that kind of protection, Thelma Lou.
I left my piece at home. Hey, I forgot a few people. Greg Bandy and his concrete guy. Look at this. Look at the concrete here. Greg, you man. You man. I'm gonna forget some. We got some good. I got so many good friends. It's not even funny. It's kind of weird to have people good friends. Got Dick Levi. Well, I can't mention all. Yeah, Jimmy Skeeter. Where you at? He's been here helping us as much as he could. You know what I mean? We got Jay Bird and Steve Chick Fritz are Coors dealer. $2 Coors. That's their towers. I couldn't get my stickers made. See these mobile glass stickers? Who do I call? My Coors guy, of course. He booked them out for me. You know what I mean? Don't tell your boss, right? He's not here, is he, Jay Bird? Captain Geek, by the way. That's Captain Geek. So I can't think everybody, I'll forget some people. But Mark Klein, the guy who built this crazy thing. Mark, are you around here anywhere at all? Mark? Okay, he'll be here in a little bit. You got to meet this guy. He's like me. He beats to a different drum. So anything else we need to talk about? Anybody? I think we got it, don't we? These guys got to be in Edwardsville, another tour tonight.
All right, thanks, Ron. Appreciate it. Hey, thank you all for coming out tonight, and thanks for promoting Route 66. Thanks for showing up as a community. I know we have some visitors here too as well, so it's a big deal you're here. And before you leave, please go to the front door and check out the Wayside exhibit. Hit the audio button. It'll tell you a little bit more about this place. But we'll see you around town. Safe travels on the road. Thanks again for being here. And here's to Big Ron.
Hey, one more thing. Remember the guy who built all this crazy stuff?
Probably, well, he's 29 feet tall, and he's probably the 9th or 10th giant I have out on Route 66 now. And we got one more we're bringing out to Atlanta, just down the road, about 50 miles. We're going to bring one out in about 2 weeks, so go over and check her out. But anyway, thank you, everybody. Have fun. Be safe.